Hi again, everyone. I'm olliemathews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous. Before I get to Anonymous video, please go to the description box, click on the Rumble link. Ask everybody to watch on Rumble. I'm still monetized there, and it'll help out with the channel. Here's Anonymous story. Hey, Ollie, I have questions about weird dreams and memories that have always been in mind. I'm at a point where pushing these thoughts away is becoming harder to do, and I'm thinking about them more and more. Maybe I'm making mountains out of molehills, but this is where an outside perspective would help. I also want to preface this by saying these things would have happened in the mid to late 80s in a very rural area where water was probably expensive, I'm guessing. Maybe the culture back then in my area was just normal for adults and children to bathe and shower together in impoverished families. I don't know, but here it goes. That's a new one. Water's never that expensive, especially back in the 80s. I mean, it's never so expensive where you need to shower together or bathe together. Oof. I mean, that's something, that sounds like something my mother would have come up with, to be honest with you. Memory 1. I remember bathing with my mom when I was between the ages of 5 and 8. It's pushing it. It's pushing it a little. It would only be for a little while. I only remember her washing my hair, then telling me to get out because she was going to shave her legs and didn't want the clippings to get on me. I don't remember exactly how old I was. Is that normal? I don't have kids myself, so I don't know if it's weird for a parent and a child, but what throws me off is the part about her shaving her legs in the bathtub. I personally wouldn't do that because I don't even want my own stubble on me, but then again, it was maybe because they wanted to conserve water. 5 to 8 is really pushing it. Like, why do you got to get in? You don't need to get in the tub to wash your kid's hair. And you're not saving time by sitting in there with her to do it. So, yeah, that was weird. As far as shaving her legs in the bathtub, I've seen women do that. I mean, I've seen it in the commercials. My mother used to do that, but my mother would leave the fucking door wide open and make a whole goddamn fucking production out of it, because that's just what she did. Memory 2. I came across a picture of me in the bathtub, same house. In the picture, I must have been around the same ages, between 5 and 7. I found the picture when I was in my teens, and it's still floating around somewhere. I see it now and again in a stack of family photos I have. Side note, what do I do with these family pictures now that I'm no contact? I asked the therapist once, and she said, just keep them because they're a part of history, and who knows if they could be important someday. It really doesn't matter to me. They're just a box of crap I only ever see when I'm moving or reorganizing. Yeah, just because you never know when you might need them for something, or those pictures might trigger a memory you might need to take care, you might need to tackle. You don't need to throw that stuff out. Anyway, when I saw it the first time, I didn't like the picture, but I couldn't put my finger on why I didn't like it. I saw it again as an adult, and it struck me as odd. I can understand taking a picture of a newborn baby or a toddler even, but 5 to 7-year-old, is that necessary? Is that even cute at that age? No, it's not. And my mother was another bathroom photo taker. Not of me, of my brother. Oh, love taking pictures of him naked. They were everywhere. Not to me, though. You know why? Now I know why, because they were all fucking Polaroids of Michael, and there were no Polaroids when I was in. That's why. That's why. They didn't get that fucking Polaroid. Oh, God, the sound of that thing going off constantly in my parents' bedroom. What is wrong with you, meat? And you leave that shit all over the place. Fucking mommy with a fucking asshole spread. Yeah. Freak. it's not necessary, and it's not cute at that age. No, it's not. Again, I don't have kids of my own, but as an adult caring for nieces and nephews when they were those ages, I only turned on the shower for them and got out. I'm sure as fuck would snap a pic of them naked. Is it different appearance? Like, yeah, if there's one picture of them as an infant or a newborn, or they got food all over them and you're taking a picture in the bathtub, that's one thing. But that's as an infant, as they're learning to eat. Like, if you're continuing to take pictures of them naked, there's a reason why the bathtub keeps coming up for you. I almost use your real name. Anonymous is written in many times. There's a reason why you're being triggered by all these memories with the bathtub. Memory 3. At the age of 6, probably, again, showering with someone, my sister, if we were similar in age, I get that. But she's 10 years my senior. I remember being uncomfortable because she had giant boobs, so big that she later had a reduction. I remember being afraid I would get giant boobs too when I grew up, and thank God that didn't happen. They were gross. That's all I remember is both of us undressing to get in the shower, but I don't remember the actual shower. There's a lot of nudity in your family. It's inappropriate. Even if it's girl on same set, it's inappropriate. There's time and place. But when it seems like it's repeated and forced, yeah, there's a problem, and there's a reason why you keep going back to the same thing. Something happened. Memory 4. This next one I know for sure is majorly inappropriate, but it all seems to tie together in my mind somehow. My aunt was babysitting me and my brother, and I was between 5 and 7. She had a boyfriend with her or some other male her age that was not family. She's 12 years older than me. She found an explicit corn tape in the VCR. So she said, but for all I know, she brought it herself. However, I do have to say this is not the first time that type of video was found in a VCR in my house. It was just the first time I had seen it. She played it and wanted us to watch it with her, and that is sick. Okay? I mean, that's sick. She made it sound like we were going to do something fun. I don't remember the exact words she used, but I thought she was really cool, and she said, let's watch a video. I would have wanted to watch it. All I know is she sure didn't guard me from those images. I remember nothing after the images on the screen. Yeah, I mean... Memory 5, later in my teenage years, maybe even early 20s, at a family get-together at a family member's house, I was sleeping in a twin bed that was a little low to the ground, and the same aunt and her husband were sleeping on the floor next to the bed, more like passed out. They had been drinking late into the night. But anyway, I felt someone grab my boob. I rolled away, but I was mostly asleep and fell back asleep right away. I don't think anything else happened, but I wonder now as an adult why the hell I was not startled. Why I didn't ask questions or say anything to confront the situation, because it probably wasn't the first time. You're being triggered by memories of incidents that happened in your childhood. Memory 6. This one is a cut-off memory, but is one I'm very curious about and did not make sense then and still doesn't add up. This one, I was 9 or 10. It was common practice for me not to see my mother or her husband for days at a time because they were out drinking somewhere. I had my own room, but my uncle made a bed on the living room floor and told me to sleep on the couch for the night. I remember being confused why I had to sleep in the living room and why he had to sleep there too. It was a 3-bedroom home, Section 8. I remember nothing after that, but it bothers me as an adult after I went no contact. I had a dream that he was rubbing against me from behind, and I woke up feeling sick to my stomach, practically vomiting. Even now, I feel gross. I mean, I'm trying not to use your name. You got to accept the reality of what happened. You really got to get into this because it's pretty obvious that everybody that's listening, you know, the sexual abuse ran rampant in your family. Memory 7. I remember having a dream again in the same house, 9 to 11 years old. I dreamt about being in a pool and being penetrated, which at that age I didn't know what that meant, but I did know it felt weird down there, and that was something I never felt before. It was a dream, but it felt so real. It was until much later in my late teens when I had consensual relations that I knew what I was feeling in the dream. There were a few more incidents of being fondled that I remember exactly by cousins that were a few years older. I know for sure those happened. Those are not in question, and they don't involve any of these same people or places. I'm confused. Why are these other things not clear? What happened next, or only alluded to in dreams? I've talked about these situations to different therapists, but only one incident to each of them. I acknowledge that things were inappropriate, but I'd never gone as far to say that it was adult because there was no violence. The therapist didn't see it necessary to have interventions or treatments regarding them, and I didn't have much feedback because you only told each therapist one story and you didn't establish a pattern. If you establish the pattern of these dreams, that's your subconscious trying to wake you up and tell you something that you are blocking out, that you are clearly blocking out. Why you can remember it from your cousins and not your uncle? Because probably what happened with your uncle was so overly traumatic, you're blocking it out. That's why. And either you had bad therapists, which is possible, but more than likely you didn't establish a pattern of the dream behavior because you only told one story to each therapist. You got to be honest. What I'm about to say is definitely TMI, but it is an important fact and distinction to add. When I was a teenager, I had consensual for the first time. There was evidence of, in fact, being my first time. I guess the reason it stands out to me about my aunt and uncle, quote, babysitting me is because being home alone was a normal part of life for me. I never had babysitters. Why just those times when my parents, hold on. Why just those times when my parents or no other adults were around? I do apologize if I triggered anybody, and I know this is not a comfortable topic at all. It's definitely not for me. Am I overthinking some of these things? I have so much memory loss from my childhood, but as time goes on, I am starting to remember more things. Sorry for the topic, but it's important to get an outside perspective. Thank you. As far as in your teenager, the first time consensual and the evidence, I assume we all know what you're talking about. You know, it doesn't, you said there was the rubbing at night in the pool. I mean, it could be something happened. Was it enough to make it appear outside your first time? Maybe not. But it was all fondling, grabbing, rubbing. So it's more than likely that something traumatic happened that you're blocking out. Oh, wait a minute. There's another one after this. Also, I should mention that this uncle for sure assaulted my sister and aunt. So then he must have done it. Come on. When he was a teenager and the girls were kids. I was even present when he apologized to them when they were all partying together at my sister's house and she was an adult and I was a teenager. My aunt's husband chased him around the house wanting to kick his ass, but he locked himself in the bathroom while my sister and aunt calmed down the husband. What a wuss. What also baffles me is that they let this dude babysit their own kids. Like what the F? Yeah, what the F? He couldn't get through the bathroom door. Come on. Who can't get through a fucking bathroom door if they wanted to? It was a show. It was a show. They all knew what was going on. It was a show. You have all these memories. Okay, I understand what you're saying about your first time, but that's not definitive proof of anything. Especially since he's already apologized for doing it to your aunt and your sister. So, that's sad. You really need to explore this deeper with your therapist and tell all the dream stories. Because the reason why the therapist didn't pick up on it because you didn't give them a pattern of behavior to identify. So, you're definitely blocking out some trauma here that keeps recurring until you deal with it. The trauma will keep coming to the surface until you deal with it. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution and your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to subscribe to both my channels on Rumble. If you haven't watched the video over there, please do. Even a click helps. Follow me on X and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.